Hi, this is Kerry with Cash Morgan Horses. We're here. We've got Teancum. He's just over a year old. We're going to, first time, see how he handles putting a saddle on his back. What I've learned is the earlier you start with a lot of this and get him used to it, the better off it is. A lot of times you can get away with it without them bucking and carrying on, causing a fit, creating fear as that saddle's bouncing around. If you never teach them how to buck, they don't know how to buck. What I'm going to do is I've got 2 lead ropes on him. I'm going to tie him up over with one over there to keep him in one spot a little better, right about there. Should keep him pretty close to one spot. And I'm just going to carry him off, make sure there's nothing on there that's going to cause problems, soreness or pressure points or anything underneath the saddle. Just make sure no mud stuck to him. He's looking good. Now, what I do is I always start with a blanket. I just use these Navajo blankets because they absorb the moisture when they sweat. So I like to use one of those. And then I use the other pad. This is an old style one. Not a lot of padding. It protects the saddle. I've never even had these blankets on him before. So to be able to just throw these on here, that's just goes to show how much working with them from the very young age, they trust you. You can just throw blankets and pads on him. He's not real mad, he's just kind of being curious with his ears. Pay attention to their body language. We'll see what happens once we get the saddle going up there. And this is just an old saddle. I have a half-size saddle I use. Let's see what happens. A little half-size I usually use at this stage in their life, but as long as I'm not getting on him for another year or so, the saddle will be fine. Let's see if he'll let me cinch it all up.
What would you do if your horse didn't just stand still to get a saddle on the first time?
If they don't stand still the first time, what I do is I will take my humble hobble and pull up a front foot. So the whole time I'm saddling him, he's got one foot like this. That'll eliminate him less chance of standing on my foot if he's dancing around. And that's why I like that humble hobble, using it earlier too, is because he will know what that means. He knows not to fight it. He knows that he can't win, but I'm not beating him. I'm not creating fear. They just learn to accept that. And when they learn to accept that, then you just start building on that acceptance. The more and more you go, the more and more they accept. And then you can do a lot more stuff with them. That's going to be way too long for him. As a typical as what you would want to ride him on. I'll tighten up the other side, see if we can get it to fit. I don't want to change out the cinch, then it won't fit my full-size horses. I can get this, move this up a couple. Because this cinch isn't fitting right, I'm not going to tighten it tight. Just going to snug it. Like I say, I've never had a saddle on him before, so this is all new to him. And I'm just going to put that tight enough. You can see I can pull that clear out. I can put 2 hands behind there right now. But I want it tight enough that it's not going to slip on him. He's so narrow at this age, that saddle's not going to slip off. Probably going to have to do the other side of this up a lot more. Okay, that's done up as tight as it can go on both sides. It's more slack than what I would like, what I'm comfortable with. Let's move him over. Move over. And there he has it. First time to ever be saddled. You can get used to noise. You can start working with that. Where he handled that so well, I can push him. I'm just watching his behavior. Let's see what I can get away with. Start putting little weights on him. At this point, if it was earlier in the day, I'd probably load him up and take him for a lead him along with the other horse with the saddle on up the trails. I don't know what to say other than it just goes to show the benefit of working with them from a young age all the way up in a proper way, so they don't have the fear, but they also know that to fight they can't win. The war bridle, the humble hobble, and a lot of constant time petting them, spending time with them, hands-on, makes the training so much easier and smoother. And then it's just watching him, what he'll allow me to do. And they will surprise you of how much they'll allow you to do. If you've picked up one hidden treasure, consider liking it, giving me a thumbs up. If you've picked up multiple hidden treasures that you like, consider subscribing and following. Thank you.